You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome.
Hello!
Hello! Perfect, thank you.
Wait, was I supposed to start recording?
No, I've got you.
I was expecting a 1, 2, 3, go.
I've got you.
We don't need to do that, but I could do that for old time's sake. Clap on three,
Okay.
Phil. 1, 2, 3. All right.
There.
All's right with the world
A
now.
little bit how the sausage is made.
You can record if you want. I think we've got you.
Leave your friends behind.
So, yeah, welcome to another episode of Tyler and Dave and Ian and Phil
Phil.
play old games. We're talking about SimAnt. So we had to bring on our foremost semantologist, master of semantics, one sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins. What's up, Phil?
It is a pleasure to be back. It has been a while.
Since what, Ghoul Patrol?
I think King of Dragons
King of
probably was the last
Dragons?
one.
Yeah, I think King of Dragons. That sounds right. Ghoul Patrol.
Ghoul Patrol.
This is like 2018.
So, yeah, before we jump into all the semantics, this will be my thing now for
Yeah.
this episode.
Let's just roll with that
I'm going to
joke
grab
as many
it. That's
times-
fine.
yeah.
I'm tired. There's my joke right there. Here we go. That's good. Put that in the basket.
Nice joke basket.
Yeah.
Two slots in there.
It's got the one. 2 slots. I only need 1. So, yeah, before we get started, what's everybody been up to this week?
Phil, what you been up to this week?
This has been my off week.
You did beautiful baking. I saw that on Facebook.
What's that? Oh, yeah. No, that was for National Night Out. Do you guys participate in National Night Out at
What
all?
is that? No. No. And what is it?
That is a national program. I'm not sure who it's through, but it's essentially a community organizing, get your neighborhood together. Everybody has a block party all at the same time. You can
Yeah, we
register on
definitely
the
don't do that.
National Night Out website.
God, no. In the South? Are you kidding me?
I'm a night out gnostic, so nope. Nope.
No,
Not
no,
practicing.
Do you have a lot of
So-
neighbors your age?
More than I thought I did. Until recently when we had a National Night Out party last year and I was invited. And that's how I am largely playing with my current group of D&D, neighborhood D&D dads, is through meeting them at last year's block party.
D and dads.
Dads and
D&D
D.
dads,
Dads
Dungeons
and
and
D.
Dragons dads.
No, wait, not Dads and D. Don't do that one.
Daddies and Dungeons. That's a podcast. It's I didn't come up with that. I just like saying it. Or is it Dungeons and Daddies? Phil?
That sounds better.
Yeah. So how did you break the D&D ice at this at this party?
You wore your Lounge Wizard cosplay to the
Please,
night
yeah,
out, didn't
please
you?
tell me. You,
were-
you showed up as a wizard.
Part of it is that I do the after school club, D&D club. So one of the folks at that party is actually a teacher at my son's middle school.
Okay.
So her husband invited me to join their group, and I'd gotten to know a few of them. Both between that and ever since COVID, I've put together a Halloween like a Halloween outside trick-or-treating tent that I set up in the driveway and meet neighbors and hand out candy that way. So I've run into a few of the neighbors bringing their kids down and have gotten to know them through that. So yeah,
Cool.
It's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking cool.
yeah, it's great because I get a opportunity to play as a PC in the game that I have been running for the past 6 to 7 years or so. I've been the DM for about 99% of it. So it's nice to be able to get out from that seat and get to play some characters and not have to do nearly as much prep.
Right on. Anything else of note for your week?
This week, no. Right now, Bulbasaur is on a work trip. She's getting back this evening, so she might burst in here later on. But like I had kind of started saying, this is a down week for us. Arthur had theater camp last week at the end of his 5-week summer theater camp.
Nice.
And then next week, he's going into archery camp. And this is kind of a dead week for him to chill and not have any responsibilities.
Did they have a big show last week for everyone to come to?
He was doing prop management for the middle school production of The Little Mermaid Jr.
Sweet.
So he brought a bunch of fishes on sticks for the big musical number Under the Sea, and then he collected them up when they were done. And that was the extent of his duties.
And then he played SimAnt with his dad all week, right?
Dave, Ian, how about you guys? How was your week?
Mine was okay. Played a lot of video games, which is nice. I felt like I had a week before where I did not do that, and then this week I did a bunch of that. So I did roll credits on Exoprimal, so I went back to playing Final Fantasy 16, which is a very, 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 very long video game. So I've been taking breaks from that every now and then, where it's like, I'll play this for like, I don't know. I played a lot last weekend, but then it was like, man, I want to like break this up a little bit. So I got the Double Dragon Gaiden game just came out this past week. I picked that up. That's an Arc Systems game. That's a lot of fun. They don't have native online multiplayer though. That's a kind of a bummer. But lots of unlockables in that. It's very much a Double Dragon game, but like done in a modern pixel art style as opposed to, what was it, Double Dragon 5 that was released, where it's like they just used all of the NES assets and stuff, and it was very much like an NES game that was just released, which is like, that's kind of fun, but like also,
yeah, it was okay.
But also like, like that doesn't really have legs.
I want like Neon, not more of the old kind. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And I like Neon a lot. I thought Neon was a lot of fun, but Neon's kind of like a game where it's like, I don't know that I'll ever go back and play it again.
Oh yeah, no. It was definitely a fun few hour experience.
Yeah,
it was like a really good.
Yeah. It's like a one and done. Like the big reveals in that game are like big reveals when they happen, and then I kind of imagine on the second time it's less impressive. But Double Dragon Gaiden is kind of like, it's run based, so it's kind of like the end of Hades, where you like slide your difficulty and stuff like that. So each run you do, you earn currency that you can use to unlock permanent abilities or permanent characters, and so you're doing a whole bunch of that. I think that might be a thing that turns off like purists for beat 'em ups, but I don't know. For me, I thought it was a lot of fun because I do like roguelike games, and I like run based stuff. So for me, I think it's pretty nice. And I got, I wasn't planning on getting it because I have a lot of video games like in my backlog.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, because you've been paying attention on Discord.
Yeah. Well, no, but I saw you playing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I saw in your window.
I saw you. I seen it.
Yeah, no, I was outside your office.
You should have come in. We could have hung out.
It wouldn't have been the same.
That ruins the orgasm.
Yeah. I can't finish that way. It's fine. I can't either.
I know you're there, and it would ruin things if you came in.
It works for me too. But in the Discord, I was talking about like the games that are coming out this month, and I mentioned Baldur's Gate 3, and I wasn't planning on picking up Baldur's Gate 3, even though I'm a
it's out.
it came out
Shit.
yesterday.
on the third.
That I do actually want to buy.
I think you'd like it a lot. I think you'd like it a lot because it's like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 in the regards where it's like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 they're video games that tried to adapt the second edition rule set of Dungeons and Dragons, and I feel like it did a pretty okay job. It fudged a lot, but I do feel like the core it was like, okay, that's a good idea, and I feel like Neverwinter Nights came out, and that was based on third edition rules. I feel like that was a step better because it's like when you would do things in Neverwinter Nights, like when you'd like try to lockpick a door open, there would actually be, you would see a skill roll. It would be like a line of text and it would be like failed. And then, so it's like, okay, that's cool. And Baldur's Gate 3, it's very, very open about about it being based on 5th edition rules and it using those rules, because like there's times in the game where it's like you'll be talking to somebody, there'll be like a dialogue tree, and you'll have to make a persuasion, and then like a literal like D20 shows up and you roll it.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't planning on picking this up because all I knew about it was it wasn't BioWare, obviously, and I didn't really want it to be BioWare anyway because they're not who they used to be, or even a company anymore. I don't know.
They've really changed.
Yeah, for sure. Because they were bought by Activision, right?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm almost sure, but not. I wouldn't bet on it. But I wasn't, because all I knew about it was I was like, it's Baldur's Gate in name probably, because all I had seen was the meme about the bear fucking in the game, because that's like that's like all I knew about it for this like beloved series. Like I loved Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Loved
You get
it.
the Shake the Bear expansion
Right.
for Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, no, it comes in the box.
Finally, developers finally come back to
Standard.
home.
No Shake the Bear loot crate. Nothing. Shake the bear enough times, a new race pops out. Get to play as for Devlin. So all I knew about it was this bear fucking, and the squirrel drops the acorn, haha, and it's like, okay. So I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna pass on that. But when I was talking about like new games in Discord, I was like, is anybody gonna pick up Baldur's Gate 3? And then like Chandra came out of like nowhere and was like talking about, because it's been in early access for a long time. I had no idea.
I don't know that either.
I maybe would have gotten it if I had known that and also known that it's spoilers. I think it's really good.
I have a friend who put 90 hours into the early access.
Holy shit. I could see that happening.
Yeah, he is a work friend, and he recommended it to me today too. He was like, dude, you need to get Baldur's Gate. You'll love it. And I was like, well, I don't have $60 to spend right now on that, but I will consider it.
I looked real. I was like, CD keys, help me. And they're like, no, man, we
Not on this one.
We ain't got shit. We can notify you when we got it. It's like, no, fuck it. It's the weekend. Bye.
Well, what other developers were like saying, it's so good that they're saying, this is not the new bar. Don't expect it to be the new bar.
Right.
Calm down.
I saw that.
Don't make us spend more money.
Right.
This is not the new bar. This is weird.
But apparently, yeah, the way that they did it was really cool, because they got a lot of feedback from the community and made changes to the game based on that. And it's like,
Isn't there going to be like no DLC or like no like store, no like external purchases or anything? I think I read on Reddit that they weren't going to ever have any sort of like shop where you can buy like in-game stuff and game passes and battle passes and all that kind of crap.
I don't know where they're going to limit it, but I do know that the first time I logged in, they were like, yo, get the big edition and get cape. So I don't know if that's the extent of it. I hope that it is, because it's kind of like,
And get cape?
get a cape, get a cool cape, put it on your character.
Okay. All right.
It's worth $40 extra, right? No, I don't know that it's actually that much more expensive. And I'm sure you get other stuff too, but whatever it is, it's not worth it for me. Because like, can I go play the game? Okay, that's good. That's all I need.
Play capeless. If that's how you want to live.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it sounds all right.
I've lived my life capeless thus far.
I read The Watchmen. I know capes are dangerous. But so Chandra had a lot of good things to say about it because she'd been playing in the early access for like I guess a long time, and John came out of the not Captain Gunner John, but John came out of the woodwork and was like, I don't know the name of the developer, Larian Games. They did Divinity Original Sin and Divinity Original Sin 2. Both games I've heard are excellent. I haven't played either of them. And a lot of it is because, it might be a bad reason, but it's the real reason. A lot of it's because I don't want to learn a new system. I don't want to. I don't want to take a time that's like, well, this is D&D, but we call dexterity agility, and it's just as and it's just
we do things a little differently around here. No, thank you.
It's just as complicated. But your brain is gonna have to remap every fucking term you've learned over the last 20 years, and it's like, man, that sounds like it would probably be a really fun game, but I am not going to do that.
I'm only conservative about my video game terminology. Thank you very much. Liberal everywhere else, conservative video game verbiage.
So I don't, but John was saying that those games are really good, and it's like, yeah, I've heard those are great. So it's like, man, fuck it, let's do it. Let's fucking do this. I rolled credits on Exo Primal. I want something, and I'm playing Final Fantasy 16, but I want to do something new, and so I got it. I got it last night, and I will say that I have been very, very, very good about getting 8 hours of sleep for like the last 2 to 3 months. It's been a priority.
Well, you stored all that up now. You gotta.
No, man.
You got 4 Mega Man X sub tank. You filled those all up.
No, you know that's not how that works.
I know that's
the
not
reality of it is, I get like 8 hours of sleep, and I wake up, and it's like, fuck, man. What, like, I might as well have just gotten 4. What the fuck?
It's either 4 or 16. That middle area is
right,
no good.
It's no good. But yeah, I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 last night, and I looked at the clock, and it's like, oh, it's 3 a.m.
Oh, I've got to go record?
Right?
Did I read that game is 120 gigs to download?
Yeah, it was like 120 gigs. Yeah. I had to delete
As someone who doesn't play a lot of AAA games, is that a lot or average?
I don't know, honestly, because I'll be honest with Ian will probably be able to tell you better than me because I don't even pay attention to those numbers. I just look at the number and then I look on my hard drive and it's like, if I have enough, it's like, yep. And if I don't, it's like, okay, haven't played that, delete that. Haven't played that in a while, delete that. So it's not small.
Yeah, it's that big. It's a big one. It's what I've read.
Any bigger and it'd be painful, so it's fine.
I like games this size.
Yeah.
Games larger than this make me cry.
The articulation on the bear erection is just fantastic.
So man, it starts out fucking epic as shit too, because it's like I didn't expect the game to like the opening cinematic to be a mind flayer pulling one of the tadpoles out of the tadpole pool and like shoving them in people's eyes.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're on like a Nautilus ship, and it's like, what the fuck is? Because like Baldur's Gate, I think tries to start out epic, but like it's like 1990s epic, where it's like, man, look at that Dark Knight doing some Dark Knight shit. You know? But this is like straight up like, what the fuck? Then like dragons start attacking the Nautilus ship, and it's like, all right, this is fucking intense, man.
All right.
It's epic. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. I think it's a super, super, super long game from what I've heard people say.
100
like
hours.
I've heard 100 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's if you play through it and don't go off script at all.
Oh, is that right?
So it's at least 100 hours, just soup to nuts. And then all the other stuff you can do apparently adds a lot. So yeah,
it's it's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big boy. So I haven't tried any of the multiplayer yet, but that's an option. Don't know how it works. John was saying that if it works like the Divinity Original Sin games, like you can have like, I guess, this different instances of the game where it's like you've got an instance where you play with other people, and then you've got your single player version.
Oh,
and
so
then,
it's like Borderlands. So you started a whole other game as a group.
I really don't know, because the only time I played Borderlands 2 on multiplayer was like you and Blake.
Yeah.
And you guys were like fucking blazing through, and I'm like, what's the story? Okay, I'll get in this car, I guess.
Murder. That's all you got to know.
Then I got to a point where it was just like, all right, I don't give a shit. That's it. Baldur's Gate 3. The Spectacled Host says, check it out.
Good job.
Thanks.
Ian, what about you?
Not a very big week for me. I've been playing a lot of just random stuff on my Steam Deck, which I love still. I'm like 3 weeks into having the Steam Deck, and I'm really, really glad I bought it. I don't use it all the time, but I use it more than I ever used my Switch, and I think it's just because there's more versatility in the games, and it runs really well, and I'm really happy with it. So that, and then Overwatch, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch again this week. I don't know what it is. I go through these phases where I just can't get enough playing Overwatch.
Is John Cena coming to that game?
I don't know, dude. I saw something.
You won't be able
about,
to see him.
I think there's somebody posted a screenshot on Reddit.
I saw Mitch, I think, posted in
did he? I haven't
Discord,
been in
and
the
I didn't
Discord
click the
much.
link because I was trapped on the toilet. Which is, you think that's where I would click on it, but I was like, man, I gotta fucking hurry.
John Cena's a living room click, not a bathroom click.
Right? The bedroom click. Come on, let's be real.
I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. They were making references to the fact that I guess John Cena is going to be canon in the Overwatch universe or something because Kobe Bryant is.
Kobe Bryant
at one
is?
point.
I don't know
At
how I
one
didn't know
point,
that.
one of Reaper's a character in the game.
I'm just thinking he summons a helicopter that crashes.
Oh no.
He's in the game.
Kobe Bryant showed up at the set of the Twilight Zone.
And Rupert goes, Kobe.
Actually, when you start out there's a couple of levels where you start out on a ship and you're waiting for the door to open so you can go do your thing. There's basketball goals in there,
Right?
And you can hit the basketballs, and
I can't.
I can't. I've been playing this game since 2016. I think I've hit it once by accident.
Man, that's.
Yeah,
I've never.
because you can't pick up the ball. You have to just hit it. You
Yeah.
hit the ball and it bounces. If it goes in the goal,
Just like Kobe.
if it goes in the goal, Reaper will sometimes, if you're playing Reaper and he gets a basket, he'll sometimes say, "Eat your heart out, Kobe."
Does he still say that?
I don't know. I feel like maybe they probably took that out.
Yeah. TADPOG podcast wouldn't, but Blizzard probably
Blizzard
would.
probably did. Because Blizzard being the bastion of wholesomeness that they are.
Yeah, they weren't too busy sexually assaulting to take that out.
Hey guys, could you stop sexually assaulting that intern over there and come take this out of the game? Oh, Kobe Bryant just died.
Oh, I didn't realize I was sexually assaulting this intern.
Oh, so was I. I'll sorry, I'm a little behind. I'll get right on that.
Please don't isolate that.
Too late. Marking the time. And so the next stuff I did this week was mostly watching TV. It's this new thing I do. Harley Quinn season 3 going strong. It's still real good and funny. It's kept the same energy as it left off with in season 2. So I do recommend it. Kelly Cuoco is an excellent Harley Quinn. She doesn't have the heavy Brooklyn accent type thing, she's just doing her own voice, and it really works. She's really, really good at it. The whole cast for that show is really good. Got one more episode of Demon Slayer. I'm waiting for Sunday to come and dub it for me. So when the Sunday dub comes out, I'll be fully caught up on Demon Slayer. I'm not going to say it again after today, but I highly recommend people watch this show because I've really gotten into it. I'm wearing my Demon Slayer t-shirt today. I went to get some food before the show.
Oh, I found my phone. Sorry, I'm struggling to try to get notifications to turn off on my watch. Oh. And so I'm just hitting all the buttons I've never hit before, and that one makes my phone ding.
Yeah.
So
It's a handy
sorry,
feature.
didn't mean to interrupt.
But I went to a restaurant this evening to get some dinner, and I was waiting to be seated. I went to the Mexican place over here, and there was this little girl sitting in a booth near the entrance, and she kept looking at me, and
That's always a fun feeling.
I was like, what the fuck? She got up. She couldn't have been more than 7 or 8 years old. Just the cutest little thing. She got up and she walked up to me and she said, "Sir, I really like your shirt. Demon Slayer is one of my favorite animes." And I was like, "Well, thank you. I like your shirt too." She had a shirt with bass guitars on it. And I was like, "I like your shirt too because I'm a bass player." She goes, "That's
What's a
cool."
bass guitar?
Right. Exactly. She goes, "Do you watch My Hero Academia?" I said, "As a matter of fact, I do." we had a nice little conversation about anime, and then she went and sat back down with her parents. So I thought that was nice.
That's a nice interaction.
And then I watched a show with Tanya this week called on Amazon Prime called The Horrors of Dolores Roach. I don't know if you've ever heard of this one.
No.
But it is really good. One season of it is out now. It's about 30 minutes an episode, about 10 episodes. It's real quick and easy to get through. I'm not going to get too far. It's kind of a horror comedy, sort of. It's hard to explain, but the story revolves around this woman named Dolores Roach who was married to this big-time drug kingpin guy, and they lived in Washington Heights and in New York, and she gets busted. The cops come in and bust her, and she goes to jail for 16 years. And when she gets out, she comes back to Washington Heights to find that it's been gentrified, and the only thing remaining is an empanada shop that she used to go to. And so she goes into that, and she meets up with the guy that owns it, who happens to be the son of the original owner, and he takes her in, and then shit kind of hits the fan from there. But it's Tanya just stumbled across it because everybody she knows had been talking about it, and we ended up watching the whole thing in one day last week, or on Sunday this past week. So yeah, I definitely recommend that one. It's a good show, and it leaves you wanting more. So definitely
Starring Cyndi Lauper for 2 episodes.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper's in it, playing Cyndi Lauper dressed in normal clothes.
She has one character.
She has one Elaine, exactly. Huh?
Is she recognizable?
Absolutely. But she's not dressed like you would think.
Well, that's why I ask.
She's got pink hair.
Okay.
But like a business suit.
Okay.
You know, like she's one of the best parts of the whole show. And yeah, she's only in it for a couple of episodes, but her short time in it makes me wish that she was in more stuff. I love that they got her to be in this, just because I've always been a big fan.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of the perfect role for her, honestly. Cool. So I love that. And again, I do highly recommend The Horrors of Dolores Roach.
Right on.
I'll give that one 4 stars. Wisdom Sage says check it out. I do have one other thing. I've been watching Secret Invasion. Marvel's Secret Invasion.
Got the first episode of that.
Yeah, I'm on about episode 3 now. So far, I'm really enjoying it, and the reason I'm enjoying it is because it is the least Marvel thing that Disney has put out yet. Like it's like the MCU's Andor, and okay. I talked about Andor from the Star Wars universe being sort of a very dramatic, very real departure from the Star Wars universe as we know it. You know, the technology is there, the ships are there, but it's more like the way that we would consider it if we just had ships and shit around. You know, it's just part of the backdrop as opposed to being the focus of the story.
Sure.
The stuff that's going on in Secret Invasion is very political, very intense drama, kind of thing that doesn't. The Avengers and the stuff that's happened in the MCU up to this point is the backdrop for this, and it really focuses around Captain Marvel. I don't know if you ever saw Captain Marvel.
I did, yeah.
But you know that one took place in the mid-90s,
Right.
around Nick Fury and Captain Marvel and Agent Coulson and all that stuff that really spawned sort of the Shield side of things, and the Skrull, the shapeshifters,
Right.
and the Kree. Is it the Kree?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one takes place in quote unquote modern day because at this point the MCU is probably about 10 years ahead of us time wise because of the blip, and then they flash forward 5 years, you know, so they're probably closer to 2030 at this point in the MCU. But this takes place in around that same story of at the end of Captain Marvel, she takes the Skrull to find a new planet for their people.
Right.
Because the Kree had run them off their planet and made it uninhabitable. And so they're refugees. And they end up being kind of the underdog good guys in Captain Marvel, whereas at the beginning of the movie, you think they're the bad guys.
Right. Well, especially because they are bad guys in the comics. So, like, I remember
Right.
being surprised. I remember some people also having a problem with it. But it's like, I didn't really have a problem with it. I just thought it was a weird
Yeah.
choice that was made.
See, I didn't know that, but I like it because they put because the Skrull that are in Secret Invasion are bad guys.
Okay.
And the whole thing centers around Nick Fury after meeting the Skrulls and Captain Marvel and all this kind of stuff, making them a promise that if they would help him build up a network of spies who could shapeshift and basically get information for anyone, for them on anyone, that he would keep his word and help Captain Marvel find them a home planet. But then the blip happened and all this shit, Thanos happened and all this shit happened and it took him off course, and so he never got around to doing it. And then I don't know, at the end of one of the recent movies, I believe it was Spider-Man, the latest Spider-Man movie, the one with fucking that idiot, what's his name? Mysterio. The guy that played Mysterio.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. That one.
Not a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, I don't like him. That one, at the end of it, you see Nick Fury sitting on a beach.
Right.
And I like Jake Gyllenhaal's early work. Let me clarify that. I don't like him now.
But
So-
Donnie
Boy,
Darko
was it
era.
Like Donnie Darko type. I love Donnie Darko. I love that shit. I just don't like him I don't like him anymore. So, sorry. Anyway, Nick Fury's on a beach, and then it turns out he's on a ship.
Right,
He's on a
right.
spaceship.
Yeah.
What that is Saber. Saber is a planetary defense system.
Sabre?
I was saying,
No, it's actually-
they bought out the office and had the tablet. That
It's
was
actually not
triangular.
spelled that way. It's spelled
The ship is a
S-A-
giant triangle.
It's actually spelled SABER. It's an acronym for fucking, I don't know. I didn't
Right,
look it up.
sure.
but
Kathy Bates is on the,
yeah.
the starship
She's
captain.
the one being all gung ho and running it, getting it set up.
God, I would love to watch a Marvel The Office.
God, I know. Right? Just the same show,
Right.
only with occasionally superhero news
Right.
in the background.
In the background, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
It's not surrounding it at all. It's
Right.
just there.
Uh-huh.
It's like they might have a discussion about Thor and what he did in New York yesterday over lunch.
Michael Scott plays Howard the Duck.
Yeah. But anyway, he's on Saber and like is overseeing the construction of this thing. But after the whole thing with the blip and Thanos went down, Nick Fury apparently had enough of Earth, and so he was up there for years. And then so now the Skrull have gotten kind of mad about the fact that he left him hanging.
Yeah, he did him a Mr. Manhattan.
He did. And so they have decided now that the Skrull there's 1 million Skrull on Earth and they have formed a resistance, and their plan is to execute every human on the planet and take Earth for themselves. And they're well on their way to doing that when Nick Fury gets the news about it. So he comes back to Earth and starts trying to deal with it. So anyway, I am really enjoying Secret Invasion because of it's not a flashy superhero show. It's a really adult, story-driven drama that I've really enjoyed a lot. So I'm gonna also give that one 4 stars and was say just check that out because it's refreshing. It's not going to be for everybody, but it is really refreshing to see that they're trying to take a little bit more of a mature approach and kind of lean into a little bit of a different audience that might be hungry for that sort of thing.
Sure.
And I think they took cues from Andor because I think Andor was really successful in where some of the other one season 30 like Hawkeye was a good show, but it was more for, I think that was geared more towards like young teenage girls and stuff. I think it had a really good message for that demographic, and I liked the show. But I don't think it was going to be for everybody, and I think this one is going to be for the audience. If you liked Andor, I think you might get a kick out of Secret Invasion. So, I'd like to see more of this kind of thing happen in the MCU. I think that'll really help it grow in the right way.
Cool.
So
They really set that Nick Fury up as a Roger Murtaugh, I'm getting too old for this shit type of character. In the first episode.
Did. And I heard something about
Cyndi Lauper is only in 2 episodes, and she's great.
Of Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
Man,
Actually,
is she a Skrull or a Kree?
you will never know.
You're right.
Cyndi Lauper's in 2 episodes of everything,
You just gotta find her.
but she's a
It's
Skrull.
a game. Get
So
to
you
work,
don't know it's
Gunters.
her. Get to work, Gunters. But that's about all I got for
Man,
this segment.
you talking about the girl who came up to you and told you about your shirt, and you
Yeah.
guys had a conversation that sparked a memory of something that happened. I had an interaction this week that was pretty good. I typically come home for lunch and I eat a little sandwich or a little leftovers from the night before. And I have enough time to do that and then take Clementine, our dog, who Time Lord Josh Edwards named, and let her do her business. Hopefully she takes a dump. That's
I thought you meant like
the goal.
taxes or something.
No. Taxes. We do that with her. We help her with those on Sunday.
Okay. Dog tax day falls in August.
Fucking dog taxes are a pain in the ass.
You guys do them every week because for our 1 year, it's 7 years. They have to
right.
do taxes 7 times a year.
Well, and they can't count. So you gotta like keep track of everything for them.
That's true. All they could say is, "I love you," kinda.
Yeah.
But I normally take her out when I'm at home for lunch, and I'm usually in a hurry. So it's just kind of like let's get in, eat, go, take her out, go and get back in the car, back to work. And I was out there one day this week. I was taking her out, and then she will get like distracted sometimes by large trucks. She hates. I don't know if she hates them. She just wants to chase them.
My little dog does that.
Man,
too. Pixel barks at the UPS truck, the FedEx truck, the school bus.
Girl, same.
Yeah.
And that's like was always a thing that I would see like cartoon dogs do when I was a kid in cartoons. And it's like dogs like this don't exist. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And like she like with wheels and stuff. The wheels drive her crazy because we've got like a trash can that has wheels on it. And sometimes I like to double up and be like, okay, I'll take the trash can in while I'm taking her out. And boy, she loves that because she just bites at the wheel.
What if we were that way? Like, I'm neurotic as fuck, but at least I can keep it to myself. if something really bothers me or upsets me that I see out in the world, I don't immediately start screaming at it and biting at it. But dogs don't have that.
There is Facebook.
Well, there is that. I wouldn't
I know you're not on there. Yeah, I got off there
know.
too. Too many dogs barking at wheels.
But yeah, all the dogs just like with the vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
Pixel attacks that fucking thing.
Yeah, our dog hates. I've never had a dog that was like, I like vacuum cleaners. They've every single one of them.
It's a soothing white noise. It helps me enjoy my nap.
Right. So I was because she's like this with trucks. I'm taking her out, and then this truck turns onto our street, and I'm kind of eyeing it, and she hasn't noticed it yet. And it's like, okay, I gotta go ahead and lock the leash so she doesn't run out into the road and die. So I lock the leash and kind of like brace myself for her to pull on it. And sure enough, she sees it and perks up. And she perks up. As she perks up, I see the truck go from the right-hand side of the road to the left-hand side. And I'm like, oh, no. This person in the truck, they're going to want to talk.
Oh, God.
I can tell. And I don't recognize the truck. It's an older truck, and it's like, fuck, this person's going to want to talk. And I don't have time for it, but I don't want to be a dick. So I'm mentally preparing. Okay, say a few things and then be like, okay, it's nice. I gotta go. The truck pulls up. The window's already down. I see this large older man with like messy white hair and like this the only like expression I can kind of describe is like a Norm Macdonald gleam in his eye. And so I saw him and I was like immediately like, oh no, I don't know where this is going. I don't know why he's stopped. Clementine's going crazy because there's a truck that's just stopped now.
Yes, she got it. I got one.
Right.
We got one.
Yeah, right. Maybe she's sated. And so I'm like, the guy says something to me, but I can't hear because she is just barking and going crazy. So I'm like, what? And do the international hold my hand up to my ear sign for I can't hear you. And the man yells, he holds something up and I can't tell what it is. And he goes, can I spoil her? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look in his hand, he's got a milk bone. And I'm like, I'm confused. So I'm like, my brain, I'm interpreting all the things, like the pieces are all there. It's just like, this has never happened in my life before. So I'm just like, I just nod, like kind of like stunned. And like the man throws the milk bone out like a frisbee. Clementine doesn't even notice because she's like, truck. He throws it out like a frisbee. It lands, and then the man yells, I like dogs, and then speeds off.
Keep my milk bone sack in my truck. I was waiting for you to say, what are you saying? Your dog is barking.
She doesn't like my truck, does she?
Those are actually the kind of interactions that my brain is always like, this is definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be confrontational. No, he was just a weird, nice guy.
All right. Did she get the milk bone?
She went for it, and I was like, let me look at that first. And I looked at it. I was like, inspect. I was like,
Poison
okay.
brand milk bone.
Why is there a skull and crossbones embossed into this milk bone?
Milk moan.
They're the Sorny of dog treats.
Right, this is a genuine Sorny.
So, full disclosure, because my week was work trip, gone all week. I had to go help, open up an account at another hospital. Long trip up there, driving, work all day, dinner with my boss, come back, go to bed, do the thing all over again all week. So I am audience surrogate this week because I had zero opportunity to touch this long-ass complicated game.
Yeah, I get that.
That's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Phil put the time in.
He did. That's why I'm also very glad Phil is here.
I put the time in too, but I guarantee it not as much as Phil.
Full
I'm somewhere in
disclosure,
the
I didn't
middle.
pick up a Super Nintendo controller this entire week, so.
I didn't either.
Did do a lot of research, and I played the DOS version of the game, so it's like halfway there.
Yep. We'll I want to get to this in the game segment for sure. I didn't pick up an SNES controller because I play my fucking games for this show on the Steam Deck now, where it's like
Same.
so.
God, I love it.
It's pretty nice.
Love my Steam Deck.
You guys want to draft or you want to roll on?
Fuck it. Let's do a draft, right?
Draft? I'm good at draft.
Yeah, why not?
What you guys want to draft?
Don't know.
Phil, you got anything you want to draft? You throw them out some ideas.
Yeah, so I had thrown out 3 just what were they? Wizard Draft. Your favorite wizard. Gatorade flavors. Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
I'm good with
That's
any
all
of
I
these.
had.
I'm good with any of these. I can.
Gatorade flavors is probably my least favorite and knowledgeable.
I'll perform
But
as
once we go
poorly
through
on
the
all
primary
of them.
colors.
Yeah.
Also probably the least interesting because it's just going to be us naming colors for 20 minutes.
They've been worse Tadpog episodes.
Are there 20
Wait a minute, color draft.
flavors of Gatorade?
I don't know how many flavors of Gatorade.
I bet there are, but most of them better super fucking limited edition obscure shit.
Are we gonna
Green.
Light green,
zero
dark green,
calorie light
zero-
green? We could double our numbers.
I think wizard could be interesting.
I'm curious if we can name
I mean, if
40 wizards.
I bet we could.
Are we doing 10?
No.
That's the new
No.
normal, right?
No. No, that's a special occasion.
No.
thing.
Did you hear the fear in Phil's voice, though? That was great.
Oh,
You want to do a wizard draft, Phil? We're doing 40 of them.
I think I am more equipped than you guys are because I know NBA basketball and I can just go find old Washington Wizards.
Why'd you take my
rosters.
number 1 pick, Phil?
John Wall, Bradley Beal.
Michael Jordan.
It was over there. It was like by the steps. The mouse is back.
Oh, it was a mouse. Okay, I thought I knocked something off the table.
I'm
when I-
sorry.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on.
My
out there.
sound booth sign language is still very rookie.
Yeah, I couldn't. If someone signed mouse to me, I wouldn't know. Like Mickey Mouse, maybe.
I did this.
To the ears.
Yeah, something wrong with my headphones? What are you-
It's Thing from the Addams Family somewhere across.
Oh, that explains the thing I thought was a mouse.
All right, so we want to start with we'll start with Phil in the ether for 1, Dave 2, Ian 3, me 4.
Sure.
Sure.
1, Phil.
You're first.
It was fated. I think for my first choice, I am going to go with the most lucrative intellectual property there is out there and choose Harry Potter. My opening wizard selection.
Pretty good. Yeah, I think we can definitely do 20 wizards.
So, question I had before, well, whatever. Jedi have often been called space wizards. Do you include Jedi as wizards, which could bump this open a lot more?
I think we open it up to any interpretation of the word wizard.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, honestly, like,
Let's get weird with it.
yeah, I like getting weird with it. I do
Yeah,
like
let's
that.
do that. Let's just let whatever we
I don't-
want that
I don't
falls
want to have a
in-
spellcaster because then you're getting druids and paladins and all sorts of shit in there. So I feel like wizards needs to be focused, but there's still a lot of room for interpretation.
Yeah, but that strikes me as odd though, because it's like, I mean, what would make a Jedi a wizard and not just a space spellcaster? You know what I mean? Because it's
I
like
know.
they cast healing spells and stuff too, and like that's not a thing that wizards typically do.
Or they space sorcerers because of midichlorians. It's innately.
Yeah, they'd probably be more like, well, some of them study. Some of them study, so I don't know.
I guess it
Point
depends
is, I'm
on
getting
your
a
canon.
$1 billion empire with my first selection, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
Are you specifically taking Harry Potter the franchise or Harry Potter the
It's
wizard?
gonna be Harry Potter the Wizard.
They got to be
singular
the
Harry
wizard.
Potter, yeah.
We're not doing a franchise draft.
No.
We're doing a wizard draft.
No.
Franchise draft's pretty good.
No, I'm gonna
add that
market
to the
the shit
list.
out of him.
Okay.
I think I can do a better job than J.K. Rowling at this stage. of marketing him for the masses.
All right, I feel like that's a good pick.
It's a very good pick.
I'm surprised I get Merlin, but I'm going Merlin all the way. I mean, might not be as
Well, I
lucrative.
mean, you're number
What?
2 in the draft.
I mean, I thought for sure Merlin was going to be number 1.
You would be a
sure.
specific version of Merlin?
No, all the Merlins.
All the Merlins?
The one from that game, that SNES game.
But he kidnaps the football, the
Yeah,
high school
yeah,
football team. Yeah. And no one questions it.
I want to be child
get
trafficker Merlin.
I'm your father now.
Get Merlin from Top Gun.
Ian, who's your wizard?
Jareth from Legend.
What?
I mean,
David Bowie. Jareth.
Oh, the Goblin King.
The Goblin King, yes.
Gotcha.
Goblin. He chooses Jareth. It's a good one.
Got a big old package in that.
Yeah, he does. It's almost a cod piece
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah.
It's my dick. It's a pussy wizard.
Just south of a cod piece.
There's always a good Jareth cosplay at Dragon Con that has like an exaggerated crotch.
I will go super traditional and claim Elminster.
Good choice.
He grabbed
I don't
my
know much about the
number
Elminster
2.
lore, but selecting the most powerful wizard of the D&D lore, so I feel that's pretty damn good.
That's a debatable statement, but yes.
No, I've not read any of the books. That I have always assumed, based off of the Baldur's Gate games, that Elminster was kind of the most powerful wizard in Forgotten Realms.
I mean, you got Manshun in that conversation too, and
Call them clones.
yeah, Mordenkainen,
Bigby.
Bigby, Melf. What's his name from Dragonlance?
I don't know Dragonlance. I know Tensor though.
Tensor, yeah. Raceland from Dragonlance. He's always a big one too. But Phil, back around to you.
I completely missed my for those of you who don't habla español joke, Elminster. For my second pick, I'm going to choose the Servant of the Secret Fighter, the Wielder of the Flame of Vanor, Gandalf, Grey, the White, Thrandir. I'm going to take both franchises.
Who arrives precisely when he means to.
That's a neat trick to have.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I wouldn't even need the spells.
Nope.
You know?
I'll get there when I get there. It's the most old man thing ever.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the movie The Wizard.
Okay.
Because I like the scene where they play Ninja Turtles in the hotel room. And then I also like the extended Super Mario Brothers 3 commercial in it. So, and the Power Glove. It's so bad. The Wizard.
Yeah. Ian.
Raistland.
Yep. Fair. He's got a great story.
God.
I don't know
That
anything about
guy.
Raithlan.
I read those books in middle school, but I remember Raistland, just his whole life was just so fucked up.
Yep.
And he was a really good character. The end of his life, if you want to call it that, was just some of the most horrifying shit I've ever read, and it was really cool. So, but he kind of got what was coming to him. So yeah, I like Raistland. So he's my number 2.
For my second pick, my favorite wizard is one of my favorite books of all time, Wizard and Glass.
Yes,
from the Dark Tower series.
I've never read the Dark Tower series.
Oh my god. Wizard and Glass is almost its own.
Wizard and Glass
standalone book.
Stands almost alone
because it's a prequel.
It helps to know what you're prequeling, but it's the best book in the series.
Phil, back around to you.
My number 3, I'm going to keep with the franchises. I'm going to select the Wizard of Oz for my
good
pick.
Good pick.
That is good.
Get the original color movie. Do I get Zardoz as well. Like I should.
The fortune telling machine from Big.
Damn it!
The future Sean Connery apocalyptic movie, the one where he's like got the braided hair and the
Highlander.
Red like Speedo that he's wearing. Zardoz is based off of The Wizard of Oz. You should check it out. It's a ridiculous movie.
Oh, I know
think
what you're
I've
talking
seen
about
that,
now.
Actually, God.
For my third pick, I'm going to go with that scene from The Phantom Menace where we hear a little bit of Tatooine slang for the first time. That's so wizard, Annie. And then we never hear it again. It's like slang was trying to be invented, then it was just kind of like, well, we're done with that.
Stop trying to make wizard happen, Annie. It's never gonna happen.
Get in the speeder, loser. We're going to shoot womp rats.
It was a dark horse selection that I was saving.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay.
Ian, number 3.
Number 3 for me is Belgarath, the sorcerer.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
9 feet tall.
I mean, or the real version, which is McElwain's wizard from my college game. Yeah, because I never asked him to describe himself until he said, "Oh yeah, 9 feet tall. And I'm 8,000 years old." What?
Sounds like every D&D club that I've ever run.
Yeah,
Makes your
that's a good way to put
character.
it.
They're either 9 inches or 90 feet tall. Middle schoolers.
My pick for number 3 will be Zordon of Eltar, known as he's a literal space wizard from Power Rangers.
Oh, yes.
That read to me like Lothar,
King of the Hill people.
Phil, number 4.
4, I'm going to take Installation Wizard, or installing computer programs on your PC.
It's
Nice.
a good pick.
Yeah.
Without wizards,
Yeah, I know, right?
God, my life would suck. I know. I can tell you that much.
I wouldn't have had a job in high school.
No.
Click
I wouldn't
next.
have been able to install SimAnt on my PC.
Very important wizard. Good pick.
I'm going to go with the Washington Wizards. It's a basketball team on here.
All right.
Bitch.
Pretty good. Good.
I don't know, man. If you want them, draft them. Instead of this Harry Potter bullshit.
They're not worth drafting.
Ian,
turn.
number 4. Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't play a lot of D&D, but when I do, it's by Wizards of the Coast. Sometimes.
My number 4 will be Steve Wozniak. So the Wizard of Woz.
Yeah. He used to submit a lot of high scores to video game magazines. That's for real.
I know what Kathy Griffin, when she was dating him, said he used to get speeding tickets in electric cars to prove they're as fast as gas cars. Phil, number 5.
I don't know whether to go with value or go with jokiness.
Go with value because I want to go with jokiness.
Okay, I'll save jokiness for my honorable mention. I am going to take Dumbledore. I'm going to double dip into the Harry Potter universe and
Dumble Dip.
take Dumbledore.
Whoa! New Steam name.
Hello.
Dumbledore's a good one. Dave.
I'm going to go with Pinball Wizard by The Who. That's a value and a jokey one.
It's got to be a trick.
Yeah.
Ian.
Pinball Wizard has such a supple wrist. It's a good pick.
Thanks.
Gargamel.
Ah.
Damn, dude.
Now, is he a wizard or more of an alchemist?
Don't care.
I'm with Dave. Sorry, Gargamel's out. He's an alchemist. First ever fail.
The number of times I've been sitting here for a long time being like, God damn it, if they didn't call Doctor Strange the fucking Sorcerer Supreme. I think he is a wizard. Or a warlock. I can't remember. I think they refer to
Gargamel?
him. Yeah, they refer to Gargamel as something, right? He counts.
I've always
I
called
do
him
feel
a
like
wizard.
he's a wizard, though.
I've
counts.
always called him a wizard. I've always thought of him as a wizard.
Sure. Well, I mean, unless you're like super being weird about it like we are, it's all made up. Yeah. So, you know, it's like
Exactly.
Well, then I will end it with my 5th pick because wizard is a prerequisite. Our very own pinball archmage, Chris Edler,
Ah, okay.
number 5.
All right.
Wizard draft.
Honorable mentions, Wizard of Id.
Oh, that's a good. I should
Yeah.
have put that in
Good
my
one.
actual list.
I mean, Snape as well. Snape was my favorite character in those books.
Wiz with Michael Jackson.
Right. Yeah. I could see why that was not drafted.
I thought about what's his name from The Dark Tower and The Stand,
Randall Flagg.
Randall Flagg.
Mickey and Fantasia.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse would be a good one.
It's a Sorcerer's Apprentice. We can have another Sorcerer draft, and
You're right. But a Sorcerer's Apprentice makes no sense because the spells come from an innate ability. What are they studying?
Well, I'm definitely not picking David Duke, though.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah. Would have been.
Not
I
on
mean,
there, not on the list.
Would not have been a valuable pick. Would have been appropriate for the wizard draft. What about witches? I was thinking about witches too, because I was also like,
Oh, the Sanderson sisters?
Yeah, the Hocus
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus witches.
I've got Michael Jordan as
The,
well. We said Michael Jordan earlier.
the Ralph Bakshi movie, Wizards.
I haven't seen that one.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend.
Sandwich Pope Phil says, do not check it out.
Oh, what about Willow?
Yeah,
He a wizard?
Sure.
I don't know. I
possibly.
haven't done a Willow before. Joey
The
Lawrence?
wizards in Warcraft?
There are mages in Warcraft, so
Mages.
it's up for debate. We're gonna split hairs again.
Glenn Barron. Glenn Barron.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wizards.
I thought about making Glim in Baldur's Gate 3. I made Tokiabi instead because it's like that's
also good.
yeah. Because it's like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun with this game.
And not run around for the first half of it.
But the game, so Tokiabi was like he's an old character that I played in like one of Tyler's the first game of Tyler's that I played.
2002.
Yeah, and he's this half elf assassin. He's lawful evil. He's a god now. He wasn't then, but he's lawful evil. And like, so it's kind of fun to play. It's way more fun to play lawful evil in person at tabletop than it is in Baldur's Gate 3, because the way I play Tokiabi in Baldur's Gate 3 is the way I would play him in game, which is like just lie to people a bunch and pretend to be nice. And you know what I mean? Like earn people's trust. But like in Baldur's Gate, they're just like, this is a good guy. And I feel like I'm never going to get the opportunity to be like, stabbed you in the back. But hey.
We're going to take a break there, come back with the game talk.
Yes.
Talk.
A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Oh, my dear Smurfette, I'm terribly sorry. Please forgive me. My sweet little Smurfs, I love you all. I promise I'll never hurt you again. Never, ever, ever.
Papa Smurf, what's wrong with Gargamel?
I smurfed him with a potion that makes people good and kind.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Obi-Wan's that crazy old wizard. I wish I'd have thought about that earlier when we were talking about the Jedi, because that would have been
They
like
did.
that would have been right in there. That would have been like,
Yep.
yeah, okay, they're definitely wizards. The hillbillies on Tatooine think they're wizards, so they count.
Oh God, Harry Dresden. Fuck.
Tatooine Hillbilly is a good Steam name.
I'd watch. It is a good Steve name and a show that
And
I
a
would
good
like.
show like
Yeah.
Duck Dynasty.
Yes.
Like only about Tatooine hillbillies that like run moisture evaporators.
Right? Yeah. You remember like that's Troopers, right? Was that the Cops parody in like the
Yeah.
late 90s,
Yeah,
early
yeah.
2000s? Yeah.
Well, now on to the game talk.
Fucking Jawas tore up my moisture evaporator again. That's the third time this week. I'm gonna have to start setting traps.
You're not allowed to call them that anymore.
Anyway, SimAnt.
SimAnt.
Electric Ant Colony.
Yeah, it says that on the box.
Mm-hmm.
What fun.
Electric Ant EA. They knew it was coming.
It's in the game.
You guys ever seen that show Californication? David Duchovny
Yeah.
on Showtime. Evan Handler's character at one point gets called an anal wizard. So Evan Handler from
Okay.
Honorable
Californication.
mention.
Honorable mention.
We're
the
going to
anal wizard.
redraft.
Yeah, I think
Sounds like,
so.
that sounds like it's worth redrafting.
How about we just do an anal wizard draft?
Yeah.
Name 60 anal wizards.
Dumbledore.
Harry Potter.
One guy, one jar.
No Gargamel's an anal wizard.
Oh,
That's
shit.
why Azrael hates him so much.
Well, SimAnt. I never played this as a kid. I don't think I ever saw it as a kid. All like SimCity was until I was a man was the only like sim game that I really knew about. So this was not on my radar
Sure.
at all.
Man, I wanted SimAnt
There
so
were a
bad.
shit ton of them.
Yes.
So many sim games.
Yeah.
When I became a man, I threw away childish things and started playing SimAnt.
I wanted SimAnt so bad. I remember asking my parents for SimAnt. I wanted SimAnt. And I told them so many times. And then I got Sim Life. And I don't know why. I don't know if they were just like, I don't
Where
know.
are the ants, mother?
Right. You can make ants in this. Just read the 207-page instruction manual, which is legitimately how long that instruction manual is. I read it. I did. Because actually, the moral of the story is, Sim Life was better than SimAnt that I've now played. Sim Life was cool, man.
Not to be confused with Sim Earth,
Right.
because I'm not familiar with Sim Life, but I am familiar with Sim Earth. I'm familiar with Sim Earth because I had a very fundamentalist Christian friend growing up whose parents would not allow him to play Sim Earth because it had evolution in it.
Dude, they would have hated Sim Life because Sim Life, all Sim Life was evolution. You would make at the very beginning of the game, you create these organisms, and you could assign like genomes and shit to these, and like,
Oh, goddamn.
well, yeah, dude, it is like no joke. If anybody doesn't have anything better to do, like look up. It exists. It's on there. The Sim Life Instruction Manual PDF online. And it's like, you'll see how fucking crazy this game was because it gets into like gene pools. It gets into genetic mutations over a period of time. Like one of my favorite things to do in Sim Life was make like 5 organisms and then set the timer on as fast as possible, Sim City style, where it's like, let's see how fucked up this city is when I come back. And I would do that and come back like the next day. And it's like just seeing all these like new organisms. And it's like you could pause the game and then click on one of the new organisms and you could like follow the evolutionary path from like, how like how it
That's
all
pretty
like
cool.
mutated to get to that point. And
Yeah.
it was wild, man.
That's
Sim Life,
crazy.
good game.
Like Dwarf Fortress mixed with Spore is what it sounds like.
Dude, Dwarf Fortress is a game that I super want to get into, but I am intimidated as fuck by it. Even with the graphical, even like the new version, it's like I don't know.
Agreed. Don't play Crusader Kings. I'm not going to play Dwarf Fortress.
I don't know Crusader Kings.
That's it's medieval Dwarf Fortress. I mean, it's not, but it's a very, very complex medieval strategy game where you're dealing with all sorts of hereditary issues and like alliances and trying to conquer a kingdom. It's Game of Thrones in the most minutia levels that you can think of.
That sounds kind of neat.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Everything I've heard is that it is fantastic, but it is complex as fuck. So I'm not going to touch it.
Like the first time I saw it, I know we're talking about SimAnt, but man, I haven't had a chance to talk about my feelings about Dwarf Fortress. The first time I saw Dwarf Fortress, and this is like before the graphical stuff, it literally looked like somebody like. It looked like you could have taken it from like a screen in the Matrix, or like they're in that fucking tank, like looking at like shit. It's like, how do you know what's going on? It's like you're literally just like reading the goddamn Matrix because like person who doesn't play the game, it's just like, what the fuck is this? Because it's all just ASCII, like.
Oh, because I have no concept
Those
of it
ass and
whatsoever.
semicolons look like a woman in a red dress.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's that shit. It's fucking wild.
Well, what's the point of SimAnt?
What's the point of anything, really?
Yeah. Okay. It's true.
Yeah. SimAnt is, it is an electronic ant colony. It is a simulation. It's essentially like when I was doing kind of some replaying. It's an early real-time strategy game.
Yes, I got those vibes.
You build a base, you gather resources, you create units, and then you go storm the other opposing team, the Red Ants base, and take over.
Yeah.
It's very rudimentary RTS, especially for a Super Nintendo. But it's kind of for its time. I can't remember, and it came out for the Super Nintendo if it was a late port or somewhere in the middle or something. 91?
It's copyrighted as 91, so I would imagine it was right around that time.
Would have come out like really. I'm guessing that's PC. I'm not sure when it was Super Nintendo, but yeah, that's. I read it was the third
93
Sim game. 93. That's still really early.
That is an early SNES game. Yeah.
Well, what'd you guys think? Go ahead, Phil.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you were saying something. I was just gonna go through the spiel. So please go on.
It's I was just gonna say that the entire point of the game is you are in charge of a black ant colony, and you start in one corner of a yard. You work your way through the yard into a home, and your goal is to eliminate both the red ants and to drive the humans out of their home. Over a period of a number of individual campaigns, or I guess individual missions, comprising a whole campaign. So I think it's pretty ambitious for what it was, given the time frame. But I'll be curious, kind of what your guys' thoughts are.
I think it's pretty ambitious too. I think that this is. I don't know the timeline for the Maxis Sim games, but I think SimAnt is pretty early on that list, and I know that this is such a weird follow up to SimCity because SimCity feels like, and take this how I don't know. This is just how I feel about it. SimCity feels educational, and SimAnt did not at all. Other than like it felt like they tacked on this ant encyclopedia, and they're like, "That's educational. Good, we got it. We're done." SimAnt.
So SimCity came out in 1989, and SimAnt came out in 1991.
Was it the immediate follow up to SimCity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no.
No.
SimEarth was the immediate follow up to SimCity in 1990, and then SimAnt.
They went SimCity, and then they went Macro,
Right.
and then they're like, well, let's do the exact opposite and go.
And then after SimAnt, Sim Life.
Okay.
So, and then SimCity 2000.
Man, SimCity 2000.
Which came out in 1993.
I had a class
Sim
in middle
Tower
school.
was 94.
I never
Tower
played
was
Sim
my jam.
Tower. I heard good things about Sim Tower.
There was Sim Farm.
Didn't play that one.
Sim Tower. Then more versions of SimCity for different platforms. Sim Isle, Missions in the Rainforest.
Never heard of that one.
Me neither. Sim Town. Full Tilt Pinball.
Those of y'all think Sim City's a little bit on the, too much Sim Town.
That's right. We're going to slow it down.
Try that in a small
God. I hoped maybe we could avoid that, bringing that up at all, but here we are.
Try that in
Simcopter.
a Sim Town.
Pee Wee Herman died.
I know, yeah.
And Hector Salamanca from
What?
Breaking Bad. That dude.
Yeah, I
passed
saw
away
that today.
I did not know that.
Yeah, just today.
Oh, shit.
Mark Margolis.
Oh, man.
Sorry, that just popped into my head. I didn't want to forget to mention it.
And I want to point out that we haven't mentioned either of those people in a long time.
Nope.
Not our fault.
Nope.
Correct.
Nope.
Did we try to mention Pee Wee's Playhouse on the cartoon draft?
Actually, Pee Wee's Playhouse did come in.
We did bring it up.
We did
Cowboy
it.
Curtis.
God
Yeah.
damn it, we did it.
Sorry, Paul.
Cowboy Curtis. Lawrence Fishburne is next.
Ugh, easy. Sim Golf. Sim Park.
Sim Park makes sense.
Sim Tunes.
When did Sim Park
Tunes
come
like
out?
TOON or
96.
TUNE?
Tunes. Tunes like Looney. Streets of Sim City.
That's the brawler.
Oh, yeah. Man, that'd be awesome, dude. Hey, hear me out. You build a city and then you fight people in it.
Yeah.
Sim Metro City.
What it really is, though, is like a Last Starfighter kind of deal where you're really just building levels for game developers, for brawlers.
Or
Sim,
Mayor Mike Hagar.
Sim Safari, Sim City 3000, The Sims Online, Sim City 4, The Sims,
There we go. There's the next big one.
The Sims Busting Out, The Herbs, Sims in the City.
Yeah, the herbs was the or GBA.
GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox.
I used to have so much fun with Sex Whale at Apex murdering Sims. Like just coming up with like the most creative ways
takes
to
me
like
back.
murder Sims. And it was so much fun.
It was. That takes me back. I'm glad you brought that up. The Sims, Pet Stories. The
Is that
Sims,
Pet Cemetery? The Sims?
Simsatary.
Sims all the way down from here.
Yeah, from here it just is Sims. Well, there's 2013 SimCity,
They made their cash cow.
Sims 4.
City 4 is amazing, and it still is amazing.
Is that
Love
the
that
one?
game.
Is that the one that people went crazy over the always online? Which one? Like there was a Sim City. I feel like that like imploded publicly because of like some
know.
I
always
think there was
online.
the one after that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it was when EA bought it. And
Right.
really just stripped it for all of its parts and super monetized it. And yeah.
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, the last Sims game was Sims Mobile in 2018.
I'm surprised there hasn't been one.
I mean,
since
I think
then.
they've just been building on the Sims,
More and more expansions.
expanding
on the
it.
Sims,
Yeah, I wouldn't even mention of that, but there's your
Been introduced
Sims
ferrets.
Sim timeline.
$29.99.
Well, if you guys were to compare your experience playing SimAnt to a movie or a celebrity, what would you compare it to?
Ant-Man.
It's pretty good. All right, you win.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes.
Because that's like, man, all those big insects in that movie. That's why I wanted to see it. Because I saw these like little clips and stuff on TV where it's like, oh man, there's like a giant ant in it. And It's been a long time since I've seen this. There's also a giant bee. I don't remember
I
specifically.
don't remember either.
But
I don't like bugs.
There's a scorpion. There's a giant scorpion.
I get those two confused all the time.
Especially great big
Yeah, it's
bugs.
fair.
I don't like it.
I think when they're like huge, for whatever reason, they're less creepy to me. I think
I have the opposite reaction to that. I don't like them little or big.
yeah.
And
Just
so I
medium,
don't
like a good medium bug.
So I don't like games about bugs. I hate it. Like there's a game I've tried to play on Xbox recently, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's like that. You're little and you go through the yard, and there's bugs and stuff, and you got to fight them. And I can't remember. It's a really recent game. It came out like this year, and it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fuck, I can't remember the
Forget the
name.
name.
Anyway, I didn't
Stardew
like
Valley. The cave in Stardew Valley.
it. No, but I didn't like it because I don't like bugs. So I didn't like this game because of the bugs.
Yeah, there are a lot. Hey, there are a lot of fucking bugs in this game. That is
It's
true.
based on bugs.
To be fair, it's a buggy game.
It's kind of a buggy game. A little anticlimactic, if you will.
Phil?
I had two that I was waffling between. One is Them,
Mm-hmm.
the giant ant B movie horror film from Fallout and 1950s fame, and then just like Planet Earth, the TV show with David Attenborough.
I'm sorry to correct you, but I believe in Fallout they are those.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Those?
Were we going with another? No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you again, Phil. Please go ahead.
It's fine. No, now I know how Ian feels all the time. This, like, the instruction manual with the ant facts that are sprinkled throughout felt very, very David Attenborough-esque. Like I was reading all about the different types of ants and cool facts about them.
Wait a minute.
The
This
fact-
game trying to teach me something? Fuck that.
Well, it's not. The instruction manual is. The game itself is very not educational, I feel like.
I didn't
Correct.
think so either.
Did we have another? Were we switching from Nick Cage to someone else? Have we decided on that?
Well, if we do Nick Cage, I picked the upcoming 2024 blockbuster hit SimAnt, starring Nick Cage as the yellow ant.
I'd watch that. I would
He'd
watch
do
that.
it.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'd only watch it if it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we say 3 good things about SimAnt?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, good. Bad things. Can we say 3 bad things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an episode. Thanks for coming on, Phil. We all got better shit to do. We'll see you some other time.
He hung
great.
up. I put that I felt that it was a pretty ambitious game for the Super Nintendo. It's a lot to cram into a cartridge.
Yeah,
You know, I
for
mean,
sure.
and there's not a whole lot of like motion and graphics and things. And there's a reason for that, you know, because it's not what it's about. But I felt like it was pretty robust, I guess, for a Super NES game. If this is your jam and you like that kind of management / world building kind of thing, then I think that's bold of them.
Yeah.
To put it on a Super Nintendo.
Management.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Management.
achievement. Write that down for an achievement. You got one right there. Manage man. Damn.
Question: is this the best RTS game on the Super Nintendo?
My only other comparison would be Tactics Ogre March of the Black Queen.
That's turn-based.
Oh, is it? I must say, because I don't even remember
Kind of
that.
Both. Combat's turn-based, but like when you send all your units out, it is RTS. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of
is
a hybrid.
true. It is a mix.
See, I don't like RTS games either. So we got bugs, we got RTS, we got two strikes
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
a double whammy for you. I mean, Dune was on the Genesis, so that doesn't count. That was,
Nope.
that's like, but that was a real-time strategy game. That was like one of the first ones, really, especially on console. I guess besides SimAnt.
Maybe
One
this
might
was
win
the
by
answer to
default.
SimAnt.
Because RTS games do not translate well to the console.
Yeah, but you could.
But you got a mouse.
Yes,
that is one of my 3 good things is that it is Super Nintendo mouse compatible.
That's all my good things as well, but it's also it's like one of those it's good on paper kind of things. When you actually play it with a Super Nintendo mouse, it sucks real bad because not only does the Super Nintendo mouse suck real bad, because it does. Like it's a ball mouse, and the resolution on it is fucking absolute. It's horrible.
You see, kids, computer mice used to have rubber balls in the bottom of them instead of lasers to track the
Balls, if you
movement.
will.
And every once in a while, you would have to take the ball out and clean it and clean all the fuzz and dirt off of the little rollers inside. That mouse has the ball.
Right. It's a ball mouse. So not only does the mouse itself suck in comparison to modern day mouses, but like the actual use of it in
tools, I believe the plural's called.
the actual use of it in SimAnt sucks because it's on a grid. So it's on a grid, so it's not this fluid experience. It's actually kind of frustrating, and I prefer to use the Joy-Cons on the Steam Deck.
Yep.
That was real nice. It was, but it also wasn't, because it was like moving the cursor around was like a dream. It's like, oh, this is great. But then like trying to click on one little pea of food was like, fuck, okay, it's not there yet. Got to move it over to fuck. Okay.
Starve to death trying to click on the food. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like actually trying to select anything with precision in this game, no matter what method used, was an absolute nightmare. And I am curious if that was the case on the DOS version, Phil, because I know you played a lot of the DOS version. Did you have trouble selecting P's?
I did not. I was using a trackpad, and I was able to click and double click just fine on them. So it might be a Super Nintendo specific issue.
And that doesn't surprise me, because the resolution of a Super Nintendo at the time, especially, like a CRT, which I know the monitors were also CRT, but I mean, there was a big difference in 1993 between a television set and like a computer monitor.
Right.
I kind of expected it to be a much better, more enjoyable user interface on the computer. A follow-up question to that, because we were talking about in this game when all food shows up as green balls, they're peas.
Green balls.
Yeah. Is that green, filled with green penis? Is that
PP is stored in the balls.
Is that how it is in the PC version? Is it? Or
it is.
Okay. So the
PC version is full of country goodness and green.
so they also kind of did a weird one there too. Okay, because it's like you'll get the colony to swarm a big spider or something, and it's like I thought that was really fun, because it's like there's this big spider and he's fucking like eating my dudes this whole time, and then I build a colony large enough where it's like, go to that little menu and it's like, recruit all ants, and the colony is big enough where you hear the like, and then like all the ants come up and swarm this fucking spider, and it's fun because the spider's like, fuck, I gotta get the shit out of here, and the spiders are all, and then he dies, and it's like, that was epic, and then he turns into a bunch of green peas.
That's what spiders are made out of. That is science.
Did you have one of the ants when you attacked the spider with a blue and white face that said, "You can take our lives, but you cannot take our colony"?
I didn't.
No?
I should have. I just had a yellow ant who wasn't actually in the battle because I was scared he was going to die.
You remember that Starburst commercial with the guy who had the Starburst touch that anything he touched would turn to Starburst?
Yes.
That's how ants are, but with green peas.
It's
I just imagine.
It's the Starburst Midas touch.
I also thought, this is on my good and my bad things, but the music was cute, repetitive.
Yes.
This music made in Mario Paint because it really sounded like it was made in Mario Paint.
It might have been like
Just a bunch of barks and meows.
I know, right? And it's like those are like
SimAnt.
wait. This is a real question. Did you watch the gameplay?
No.
Because that is what it is. Because that absolutely is what it is, but I don't think it's the music. It's like it's like giving you supposed to give you like the ambiance
Like
of
it's
the
a
yard.
backyard.
And it's like, this sucks. This is the worst. It sucks so bad. Because it is like the music's like and it's like and it's like I like it's so bad that like on the how like
I mean, I don't know what your yard sounds like. That's pretty much like mine.
Every time I walk outside,
I like dogs.
can I spoil it?
Goddamn ants!
They ran off with that milk bowl, didn't they?
But fortunately there's an option on that toolbar where you could like see the status of your colony, manage the birth rate, types of ants that are created. Turn this fucking sound off. It's right there. It's like they know. It's like, you're gonna hate this, but our boss made us put it in there, so you can just click this and it'll stop.
How do you manage the birth rate? The ants pass a one-child policy like China, and it's just.
Well, the food pyramid, there's kind of like that, but for like the what kind of ants?
Pyramid.
The ant pyramid. What kind of ants you want to be born? Do you want breeders? Do you want soldiers? Do you want workers? And you can like, wherever you position it on the pyramid will produce, more.
Okay.
Not sure breeders is PC anymore. We
Well,
can't be using that
That's what the game called it. Which also is one of those things where it's like, oh, this has an auto switch. Cool. It'll be there forever. Because it's like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
You start making a whole bunch of soldiers, and all of a sudden it's like nothing's getting done
Goddamn
around
United
here.
States.
Soldiers require more food. They don't do as much work.
They're
They're like
tougher.
old country cops.
That's in SimTown.
Try that in SimTown. God, that's good.
Jesus. More good things? I did a whole bunch of bad things. Sorry.
How
I love old instruction manuals, and this one, like, it's okay, but like the fact that it has ant facts sprinkled throughout is such a fun, like, antiquated part of pre-2000s gaming culture.
Yeah, that is true. Like the little factoids and stuff that used to be in instruction manuals. And
I mean, I'm not alone with folks in our age, like pining for
Pop-up video?
the age of 50-year-old.
Damn.
Yeah, 50-page instruction manuals, and how like unnecessary they are these days. But still, I miss that.
man, there's a trend in Capcom games because I saw it in Exoprimal and also in Monster Hunter Rise, which I've been playing a little bit. I played a little bit with Grim earlier today because like that Monster Hunter series is a series I've always like I'm really intrigued by, but I've bounced off of it like every single time because it's too complicated. But like in both of those games, they have like an in-game instruction manual. And it's like, I'm not going to read this because this is just menus and it's not fun. It's just like, you're just too lazy to make a fucking tutorial. That's
You miss
what
reading Skyrim books? Here you go.
I would rather read Skyrim. I'm reading the books in Baldur's Gate 3.
All right.
And it's just like, oh, that's interesting. But like, no, the like how to play the game in the video game, I don't want to read that, man. Just you got to. We've moved past that. give it to me on in a booklet form, I'm probably still not going to read it, but I'm more likely to. But man, you got to put that in a tutorial. Got to show. Don't tell.
The DOS version had a tutorial. Did the Super Nintendo version have one?
It did.
Yes.
It did. I'm
Okay.
curious if they were the same because where it lost
that's
you.
my good things then.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Honestly, that really is a good thing. I was impressed that they had a tutorial, but the where it lost you for me lies in that tutorial.
Yeah, you get all the excitement you're going to get out of the entire game in the tutorial as far as I'm concerned. So I got through the tutorial and then I stopped playing.
Yeah, because they do show you the whole thing.
You do the thing. You do it all. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do this for more hours.
And
Do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
yes, and where it lost me specifically in the tutorial, I don't have this as a screenshot, so I don't know what it is verbatim. Bless you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Um,
I didn't sneeze. Dave's just nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it could be both. There a world exists where both things
He was
happen.
coughing up the demon instead of sneezing. This time. So blessing is still
Cast a first level spell.
Appropriate.
An extra D4.
Do we all struggle with that? Whether someone sneezed or coughed, like that happens to me in the office a lot. Where it's like, oh, did that person sneeze or cough? Would it be weird if I say bless you right now?
There's one girl at our office that sneezes and she makes this beep beep noise. We all hear it. It's super loud and we all hear it. And everyone says bless you to that.
Yes.
It's obvious, you know. But if it's one of those people that just goes,
Right. What is
was
that?
Did you sneeze?
Is it a belch?
No. What's none of your business?
Stay out of my nose, you bitch.
What is this, double dare? My dad scream sneezes. He's a scream sneezer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So was RCAJ.
I mean, it's like, wow, he wants everybody in the house to know that he just fucking sneezed and he is a man.
Yeah, SimAnt's pretty fucking boring.
Yeah.
The little art tiles that, like when rain's coming,
Yeah.
and it shows like the ant looking up at the sky, but it's like a 3/4 view from below the
Right.
ant.
Yeah, it's artsy.
Little artsy.
Yeah.
Those are neat.
Yeah, I like those
I like
too.
those
There's
pictures.
charm in those.
I'd like to have little
The
stamps
pixel
of
art in
them.
this game. Is
Yeah, it's
top
on
notch.
point.
I love the pixel art in this game.
I love the pixel art, like specifically everything outside of the game. Like I love like the stuff
Yeah.
in the UI
All those-
and
yes.
like the opening.
I wasn't referring to the game itself. No, that's silly.
Right, because it looks like trash.
It's terrible.
It is really. It really is like they did a really. I guess they were going for like the realistic looking yard. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's like
It's
that
It's
sucks.
like looking at a fucking weather radar.
Right.
I don't. It doesn't.
oh yeah,
God.
with
it's
the scent trails. And
Yeah.
yeah, all that. Which I hated at first, but then I grew to like them because it's like, oh, this is actually helpful
Sure.
to like find the red ant nest to go like blast those
I
motherfuckers.
absolutely see the purpose of it, but again, I just didn't have it in me to care. You
Sure,
know,
I get it.
I do not like this game, but it's not because it's bad. It's because I don't like these types of games.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would argue that I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're
No,
not
I
at that
think-
point yet, but
Well, you said tutorial. Go ahead, Phil.
God damn it.
sucks, don't it?
It's what it feels like.
Oh God.
When doves cry.
I think one of my 3 bad things is just how poorly UI, how poorly the gameplay ages. There's been a lot of advancements in real-time strategy games in the past 25 years.
And
30
ants.
years.
it's true. Hornets
And
got to
this
beat
game
them.
suffers for it. It's not fun. There's not enough to do.
Hornets have been
if this game were
upgraded
made
to
today,
murder.
you'd be able
Exactly.
to upgrade your ants and be able to like augment them and evolve them, and there would be a lot more interesting mechanics in the game. But as this game stands, it's just very bland. You feed ants, you collect food, you kill the red base, and then you do it all over again.
On
And
a
you have to
different.
do it
Sorry, go ahead, Phil.
just like you just do it all over again on like some of it is automated, like you don't have to do every single square in the yard, which is nice. Some of it does get taken care of by itself, but it's not enough to hold my attention now. It was back then, not enough now.
It would have been enough for me back then too, I think. But I think would have been. There are things about the game that probably would have bothered me. Like, I mean, it's very repetitive. Like, it really, really sucked to have this great feeling where it's like I conquered the red ants on this one tile in the yard, and it's like, yes. And then it pans out to the yard, and you see how fucking big it is, and you see how much house there is.
The boys and all their milkshakes, and it's just like, God damn it.
And then you gotta it's like, oh, how many times do I have to do this? And is it going to be a different experience? And the answer to that is like, not really until you get into the house where things just kind of look a little different. That's not enough. That's not enough for me now. As a kid, I would have been like, okay, sure, I'm made of time. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah, I think that was a nice addition, like the time where it changes the game up at the halfway point where you go from the inside to the out, or from the outside to the inside. That would have given me a little bit of boost to kind of get towards the end of the game, but now I don't even have the time or patience to get to the house. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I like this idea. You're right. It needs more to change it up, and it's like they could have even done things where it's like a lot of hex crawl tabletop games. They could have done something similar to that, where it's like there are different scenarios that might happen in different tiles in the yard. You know what I mean? So it's like, for example, it's like maybe there's a tile in the yard that just has a lot of spiders that you have to deal with, or there's something even more special than that. Like maybe there's a big puddle of water that you have to like work around. Like that kind of stuff would be
Oatmeal cream pie.
Or oatmeal cream pie. Yeah, totally. Turns into peas the moment you touch it.
Well, I think because Ian, where did it lose you?
It was during the tutorial.
Too.
I knew already that I wasn't going to like it. And then the tutorial just sort of cemented that for me. It was like, I get it. I have enough to work with here, you know?
It's like Michael looking in the bag that says dead bird. I don't know what I expected.
Right. The moment specifically in the tutorial that it lost me was when they're teaching you about harvesting food. And like I was saying earlier, I wish I had a screenshot of this. I don't, so I can't read it verbatim. But it says something along the lines of, you'll be doing this for 3 hours. And I was like, no, I won't.
That's what you think.
The hell I will.
No, I will not.
You don't tell me, game.
That does not sound like fun to me to do.
Yeah.
For 3 hours. Control one ant from like a hole to a pea to a hole. Get in the hole, fucking tunnel your way down, drop a pea, tunnel your way up, get out the hole, go to the pea, grab the pea, bring it back. It's like,
nice job. Do it again.
Right.
And again. And again. Nope.
Among my other bad things, the scrolling sucks.
I'm sorry, the scrolling?
Yeah.
That's making them
having that like very janky, very slow scroll speed when you're trying to get across the map is intolerable.
On the PC as well, or specifically Super Nintendo?
From both, from like the Super Nintendo YouTube videos that I saw, plus playing it on the DOS version on PC. It was just a product of the time. Wasn't fun.
Yeah, it's pretty choppy on the Super Nintendo for sure. I noticed that. I noticed that when both the red colony and the black colony have large numbers and they're all on the screen at the same time, it chugs, which makes it even harder to like the reason it takes you 3 hours is because it's chunk, 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 chunk. It's not horrible, but it's noticeable, and it's noticeable enough to be like, oh, I can't wait till like this is over.
Yeah.
So that I can do a different part. Another bad thing. One thing I thought that was cool about the game was there's an underground mode where you can make the ant nest. And I thought that was really, really neat at first. I thought that's really cool where it's like, okay, you can like get real in depth and dig out tunnels and make here's my food room. Here's the queen's room. You can do all this different stuff. And it does not fucking matter at all, man. It super doesn't. And it's also really tedious to do because inevitably you'll like be digging around and you'll leave like this thin strip of earth. And then you have to like jigsaw puzzle your way to get it out. And then once you get it all done, when you when you complete that tile of the lawn and then go to a different area, if you come back to that tile where you built the nest, it's completely different. It's not what you did. It's not what you made at all. It's just like randomly generated ant nest.
That sucks.
So yeah.
That's bad. That's a very bad.
It's a literal waste of time.
Yeah.
It is because really, and what's funny is like
sim waste. All right.
the first time that I made a nest, I was like, I'm fucking no red ants. Red ants gonna come in. I'm gonna have like these little. I was designing a dungeon essentially, where it's like they're gonna have to go to this long hallway,
like Viet Cong style.
And I'm gonna,
spike traps and shit. Yeah, come on,
Punji
red ants.
sticks and
Yeah.
I got like these little rooms branching off. Where it's like the soldiers are going to be in here so they can scurry out and cut them off.
This red ant will be held upside down until he suffocates.
The paint cans will swing down here, and I put it on the cattle heater here on the doorknob.
We got Helter Skelter on repeat. We're just going to play this. So like so I made this long tunnel going straight down. All the way to the maximum bottom, fucking farthest you can fucking go. It's like, yes, this is where my queen is gonna be the safest. And I dig out a fucking little tunnel, like, there's the throne room. She's gonna be in there. We're all good. All right. So I make all this shit, and then I'm like, all right, time to go get some peas. And like I'm going up, and like as I'm climbing up, it starts to rain. And I'm like, oh, cool, there's rain in this game.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, there's rain in this game.
Yeah, and then from the bottom of the screen, throne room just immediately flooded. It's like it just keeps rising and rising and rising. So I was like, well, that sucked. I guess I'll restart. And then from then on out, okay, everything's at the very top. The very top.
Damn.
Fucking rain, man. And then to learn later that it doesn't matter, like what you create doesn't matter at all. And I hope it's different on the PC. I hope that was just like a
RAM problem.
Yes, a hardware RAM limitation.
Yeah. I think you're right.
But man, it is kind of a bummer.
Where would you guys put this on buy, rent, or birthday?
None of the above for me. But I wouldn't see this as being a great rental. If you're really into it, you should probably buy it.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to have time to do shit.
If you're really into it, like, this is not the kind of game that you would rent, in my opinion. I just feel like you either like this type of game or you don't. And if you do, you're going to want to spend real time with it. So buy it. Or maybe ask for it for your birthday and get Sim Life instead.
Yeah. Man,
it kind of reminds me. You bring that up kind of reminds me of just how often I rented Wizardry 5, which I was on for a previous episode, and it's the same thing.
That wasn't in your draft.
Oh, God. But yeah, it's one of those games where if you really enjoy it, you're gonna want to spend some time with it more than 2.5 days with this. But if it's not very fun for you, you don't want to. You're done after about 20 minutes. So
and then you've wasted the rental for the weekend,
right?
I've had worse rentals for sure. I'd be fine with this as a rental, but also as a 11-year-old kid in the 90s this would probably be like a fun game to have and sink some time into.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why it would be a birthday for me. I would totally have rented this as well if it would have been an option. I didn't have a Super Nintendo at the time, and I don't think I've ever seen this at a fucking Blockbuster or like any kind of rental place. But I'm with you, man. It's like I've rented way worse before and enjoyed it. And been like, I've gone back to games as an adult. I've been like, oh, I used to rent this Nintendo game all the time. Let me check it out. And it's like, holy shit. Wow, I loved this. And this is like objectively horrible.
Right.
Like
right.
I can't bear to play it.
Well, it's like every randomizer game, you'll get that one person. Oh, I played as a kid. I
Right.
loved it.
Right.
Every piece of garbage is somebody's favorite game.
Totally. Yes. And it's like I've gone back like and done plenty of those where it's been like, I fucking loved this game when I rented it. And it's like, clearly I never even got past the first stage, you know, because it's like I find these other weird things that are in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would have rented this if it would have been available. And I did ask for it for a birthday. So yeah, I would have loved it then. I can't recommend this to anybody in the modern era.
Yeah.
Phil, about you?
I mean, just kind of reiterating what I'd said before. I think it's somewhere between rental and birthday. I would hate to spend $60 on this.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that back in the day, man.
Yeah, that would be a tough.
I buy my
pill to
Chrono
swallow.
Trigger for $60 or SimAnt for $60.
Right.
You can buy it for $60 today if you want on Amazon.
No.
I saw that.
And yeah, and what really surprised me was at the top of that page was visit the Electronic Arts Store. So I was like, that's not where it ships from.
Oh.
It's from like Media Rescue or something.
Okay.
Because like at first I was like, motherfucker, because it said there are only 6 copies left. I was like, if there are 6 copies of SimAnt on the Electronic Arts Store,
Original.
I'm buying it just to see what happens.
To see what happens. Yeah.
Like that's like worth the $60. Like, here you go, man. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but it's gonna be
Get
fun.
a shrink wrapped. Like we didn't sell fucking any of these.
I think I've read this outsold SimCity.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I read that it outsold SimCity, and I think that's not because SimAnt is a good game. I think it just shows how popular and how fucking crazy wildfire SimCity was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, SimCity was amazing, and I would have bought anything with the Sim prefix on it
Yeah.
for that. So that makes sense to me.
They thought that too.
Did you guys have any achievements?
I have a surprisingly long list of achievements. for
Nice.
this.
All right.
So if I may,
Please.
the colony needs food badly. And
Gauntlet
to get
wizard.
the colony needs food. Another wizard. Damn. Starve out your entire colony because you are a warmongering yellow ant concerned only with the world domination and with no regard for the needs of your citizens. Or the United States of America, whichever. Sim USA. Okay. Next. No ant. Get the boat. To get no ant. Get the boat. Fail to cover up your nest and have it get washed away when it rains, killing everyone in your colony. My next achievement is this shit wouldn't be happening if this were my video game, bitch. And to get this shit wouldn't be happening if this were my video game, bitch. Call in a swarm of ants to slaughter and devour a centipede.
Nice. What I thought it might have been, I was hoping it was going to be fall asleep playing SimAnt and Freddy Krueger shows up in your nightmare.
That's good. That's a good one. And then my next one is with great power comes great risk. And to get that achievement, summon a swarm of ants to slaughter an evil spider, a.k.a. Ant-Man versus Spider-Man.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And then my last one is Vival Ants the Questions. And to get Vival Ants the Questions, build a colony of only soldier ants.
Ah. You're not going to have the birth pyramid on auto on that one,
Nope.
I'm assuming. Going to get real deep in the genetics.
Yep. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed ants.
Gestop ants.
Stop ants.
That's all.
Stop motion animation. That's where my brain took me immediately.
It's Afghanistan animation. It's the second week in a row I've used that one.
The Afghanistan Maniacs. I had a few achievements. The first of which, none of them are very good, so buckle up. Sim Uncle.
Hi-oh!
I don't know, like
There's the second joke for the basket.
It's a good one.
I get to make them too. That's
good.
Not just you. This doesn't. You don't
You're right.
corner
You're
the
right.
market on joke baskets, my friend.
I made 2 ant puns in my whole list of achievements, and you didn't say anything.
You say Sim Uncle though.
True.
It is true.
It wasn't as good as SimAnt.
You guys are just jealous you didn't say it first.
That's it exactly.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
In order to unlock Sim Uncle, I don't know. I just thought of the name.
Uncle Buck while playing SimAnt.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
Next achievement I've got is I got ants in my pussy.
Damn, I cannot believe I missed out on that opportunity.
In order to, I don't know.
Out of context, that's a weird thing to say.
In order to unlock, I got ants in my pussy. You have your ant colony is so big and so productive that soldiers are coming out of the hole, and while workers are coming in the hole. So much that you can't find the hole, which happened to me at some point. I was trying to get my yellow ant back in.
God, I hate when I can't find the hole.
I mean, sometimes it's too many ants. So yeah, that's how you unlock that. You can't find the hole because too many damn ants. That's it. That's all I got.
Phil?
I've got this foe is beyond any of you. Run! Is go the whole game without engaging with the spider. My next one is lights down, you up and die.
Nice.
That's good shit.
In order to get lights down, you up and die, need to lose a head-to-head fight with the Red Queen.
Okay.
All right. So I love that we have 2 achievements. One of which Taryn is going to love,
Absolutely.
and one of which she's going to absolutely hate.
Yep.
Probably the ants and the pussy one. That's probably the one
She'll love.
We'll see. Time will tell.
I had
final
2. Oh, you had another one, Phil. I'm sorry.
Final achievement is I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords.
Nice.
Which you get when you completely take over the house and win the game.
Hey. Dig it.
I've got 2. The first one being management.
Got it.
And that's it. You make it to the house with 1 ant. I don't know if it's possible. That's your management.
Assistant to the regional management.
You have 2 ants. The other one is red and yellow, black and ants. You unlock that. I don't know, by seeing all the colors of ants that God loves.
It's pretty good for having not played it.
Yep.
Now,
There's Lawnmower Man. There's an achievement. You die by a lawnmower. That definitely happens.
Is there a point at
look at
which
that.
like a, laser beam of sun fire comes down and rips through your family from some kid with a magnifying glass?
It didn't happen to me, but I hope that's in the game.
Me too.
Top 100, bottom 100? Where does it fall for you guys, you think?
Mid.
yeah,
Mid.
250.
Yeah, that sounds about right for me too.
Playable, but not really that fun for long stretches.
I have the same feeling that I get for a lot of these, which is it's not my cup of tea, but it's definitely got a place somewhere better than bad because there's lots of people I'm sure that love it. So I think it belongs as a representative of its category, but still sits kind of in the middle because I don't care who you are. You can't tell me this is exciting for you.
Yeah, and while I was playing it, I was even thinking like this would be a lot more fun if someone else could control the red ants.
Right.
You know, I mean, because this is strictly a single player
The uncle.
game. Yeah, SimUncle. Unlike SimUncle, ROM hack SimAnt so that two people can play simultaneously. Yeah, thank you. But like that would not make this a great experience, but it would make it better, you know, because it's like
It'd make it Warcraft.
it would. I mean, it really would. It would be like Warcraft, but with ants that you can't upgrade. So you might as well play Warcraft, I guess. But this has ant facts.
That's true.
It does have an ant encyclopedia in the game. At any time you want to learn about an ant,
look at ant facts.
you can exit the game and go to the title screen and then enter the ant encyclopedia.
Ant facts.
Ant facts.
What's your favorite ant fact?
Got to be milking the aphids.
Mine is that they capture their enemies, practice slavery and child labor.
You know,
They're so human.
when I was in the red ant colony, I took one of their babies and I was like, I'm gonna raise this baby to be a black ant. And then spider ate me on the way back. So, so that didn't happen. So I don't know what happens. I don't know if it hatches and it's all like, man, I'm a red ant. Well, I guess I live here. Or if they just change the color of
Immediately
it.
kill it, or-
I don't know what happens.
If you know, let us know.
It's pretty sweet that you can pick up the opposing team's pupae and bring them back to your base.
It is. Yeah. I mean, it is neat.
Kidnapping.
I wish I hadn't died. Yeah, performing war crimes in the front yard.
We want to visit price charting and Flopsy.
Yes. How much do you guys think SimAnt is loose for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System?
$15.
$15 from Ian.
$10.
$10 from Tyler. Phil, what do you think?
$22.83.
$22.
I was hoping to hear keyboard clacks.
know, right.
$22.
Yeah, nice mute. That was good. Nice mic mute. Actual retail value of SimAnt for the Super Nintendo, loose on average, according to pricecharting.com at the time of this recording, is $32.48.
Phil's the big winner.
Phil is the big winner. Is it worth it?
I would assume not.
I would rather you pay $60 for the EA brand new shrink wrapped in box.
You know, it's just
It's
CD-ROM
it's some
and
bullshit.
bubble wrap. What if it's on discs?
Floppies.
Fuck, that might even be worth it right there.
Nah. I mean, and again, for a collector, I don't know. I don't collect these games, so I don't know. But is it?
This is so fucking borderline for me. It's ridiculous.
Is it?
Because it
Yeah.
is like tempting to be like, if I go on eBay and get this for $30 right now, because we just did an episode on it. Yeah, maybe. But then it's also like, that's like half a Baldur's Gate 3 that I just bought, you know?
They want how much for shipping? No, I'm good.
Right. Yeah, totally. And man, one thing I've learned about eBay sellers for Super Nintendo games is like, they say make me an offer, but they don't mean it.
No. I already know what I need to make on this for it to be worth it. If you can get close to that by guessing rather than me just telling you what I want to fucking charge for it, then it's yours. And you can feel like you got a deal.
Yep.
So on price charting, the last 3 copies of SimAnt on eBay have been sold for $18,
Ooh, it's under.
$35, and $42.
Whoa.
Hello.
18. Now get in on that.
Yeah.
42.
So,
God.
it's a wide gamut here.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't pay for and that's loose because the way price charting sorts it.
Yeah.
42 would be loose. Maybe it comes with real ants.
It's covered in real ants. You get a sticky cartridge covered in ants.
Oh.
You want a SimAnt, motherfucker?
Yeah, jam this in your console.
Smoke it.
So what do you guys think Flopsy has to say about SimAnt?
3 stars common.
3 stars common from Ian.
2 stars common.
2 stars common from Tyler. What do you think, Phil?
2.5 stars common.
2.5 stars common. I'm on that 3 stars. I'm on that 3 stars tip. Just because it's like, I feel like Flopsy's going to say, there were a lot of sim games on PC, and it's great that the Super Nintendo got this one, and and they're pretty favorable.
This one has spiders, and this one has lots of things to do. And
I'm leaning 3 stars.
That's what I'm
Fuck,
thinking.
man, maybe I even got 3.5. I've kind of hyped myself up. There's
$42, I'll take it.
fuck it, 3.5. Fuck it,
All right.
3.5.
So we got 2, 2.5.
But our imaginary
3,
game for no
3.5.
points, Dave, you're risking so much.
You're right. You're right. People keep track.
Do they really?
People keep track. Yeah, they keep
Yeah,
track.
like we're like the people that keep track of football stats. They do that for TADPOG.
It doesn't make it any less imaginary, but they do keep track. Yeah, I'll go 3.5. Common. There's no way it's very common.
Nah.
Okay, according to Flopsy, a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike, and a generous benefactor, mysterious, shadowy benefactor. SimAnt has a big old page to itself. I haven't looked at the score yet.
Good grief.
But it's got a big old page showing the UI.
That's a lot of real estate in that book.
Good Lord. 4 stars from Flopsy. It's a 4-star video game, my friends. Don't sleep on this one.
Best
God,
games on the
wow.
Super Nintendo.
So they hyped it up way more than I thought they would. Have you had a single page dedicated to a game yet?
No.
That's crazy.
What's even crazier, SimCity's 5 stars, and it's right next to it, not on a page by
in a
itself.
column?
Right. So name a good video game. Someone name a good video game.
Zelda.
Zelda. Well, okay. Name a worse video game than Zelda.
Well, I
Name an okay game.
That's a 5-star for sure.
Chrono Trigger.
That's a
Super Punch
definitely
Out.
a 5-star.
Earthbound.
Earthbound,
5-star.
Super Punch Out.
Super Off Road.
Now there I feel like we have
Yeah.
a
Race
contender.
driving.
Oh boy.
Whole page to itself.
If it were my book, yes.
All 3 frames are shown.
Yeah, each on a page. You can flip the book and play Race Driving.
And it would be faster.
All right, Super Off-Road. I like comparing that one to this one.
I love that game.
I think Super Off-Road is a good game. Forgot my alphabet. Give me a second.
LMNO.
Super Mario Kart, 4.5 stars. Half a star better than SimAnt.
What page? Whole page?
Just a column.
What the fuck? I kind of want to go through the book now and see which ones
I
get
know.
a whole page themselves.
Is there an index by rating by stars?
I want it.
That's a good question. I can look into that.
Yeah.
That'd be useful. Super Off-Road is a 3.5 star video game. Half a star worse than SimAnt.
God.
And only one column.
Tough but fair.
I do want to read the summary from here is from MV. I think that's a new reviewer.
My wife.
My wife. He says, I'm a really big fan of the Sims franchise, so I was excited to toss this in.
Clearly, he's a very big fan of the franchise.
Yeah. Even though these two games are totally different, SimAnt definitely contains a lot of the Sims humor. The house.
Yeah, I was laughing my ass off.
It is a laugh riot. Yeah, I don't buy it. That's a no for me, dog. It is a very uncommon video game.
Wow.
Very uncommon.
Because you
would not have
made the
thought that
comment
at all.
earlier that it would they sold a shit ton of them because
did.
they had the Sim name in
Probably on the PC.
Oh.
Like when I was like the stat that I read about the sales is
Okay.
probably
That
overall
makes
sales is my
sense.
guess.
I mean, I own this game on the Super Nintendo, and I don't like. I'm not going out there and buying expensive games.
I'll give you $28 for it.
Okay, but $15 shipping.
No, I'm out. I see you, eBay seller.
Well, since I didn't play this to give a perspective, so the three of you, if you were to collectively give SimAnt a beard, what kind of beard would you give it?
Obviously, a
don't know.
beard of ants.
Yeah. a
You
beard
eat a
of-
sucker and it gets all over your face, and then the ants, you fall asleep like a country bumpkin and on the lawn, and then like the ants come and they get on your face and right?
Phil, do you
Yes.
concur? Yes.
I'm good with that.
Then you shave them off with the lawnmower blade.
Or if the three of you were to collectively give SimAnt a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
2 magnifying glasses
Oh,
that you
yeah.
hold up
Boom.
into the sun and
Yep.
fry the
Roasted. Boom. Roasted.
Got him. Nice.
Very nice, you guys. I think that's all we got to say about SimAnt.
It is. Would you like to know what we're going to play next?
Let's do it.
Or
For off-road.
yeah, you guys just want to do? I was gonna say, guys want to do Pizza Tower?
Yeah, we could
Okay.
do Pizza
You want to
Tower.
do Pizza
Yeah.
Tower?
Yeah.
All right,
playing
cool. Fuck it, yeah.
They got Jake Squid purchased that, so yeah.
And it's a game that I want to play, so
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it out there.
I'm
as like,
already playing that fucking
Fuck
thing.
yeah, okay.
So I'm ahead. For once, I'm ahead of the game.
all right. Do you want to see?
Seen
Go ahead, Phil.
seen Pizza Tower original soundtrack on my YouTube search number of times from Harold Arthur. So
It's got good music.
I'm curious about it.
It's got good art, good music. I'm excited. This will be a good one.
Cool. All right. Awesome.
All right, Pizza Tower it is.
Looking forward to it.
it.
Can that wait? Can you isolate that? Can that be the instead of Moves by Sycamore Drive? That's the opening theme to the Pizza Tower episode.
Sure.
It's authentic Italian pizza theme by Ian.
10-hour loop.
Do we have anything for Community Corner?
Nah, I look. The calls like Google took them away. All the voicemails.
What?
What?
No, that's just a joke.
Oh.
I didn't mean I didn't mean for that to come off as serious as it
That
did.
legitimately had me scared.
No,
I was like,
my bad.
No.
My
Michelle did call and give us a reprieve from the 30 calls.
She called.
Well, she messaged me on
Oh,
Facebook.
Oh, and I wanted to say I feel like I was awful hard on Michelle last week.
Oh.
I was giving her shit, and I didn't mean to. Michelle, we love you.
Yeah, otherwise there wouldn't have been an ants in my pussy achievement.
you.
That's-
We're your dads. We love you.
Yeah.
At least according to Abby.
She probably didn't take it that way, but just in case I came across as being harsh, I didn't want it to seem like
Sure.
I was
yeah.
being mean to one of my favorite people. So
Girl, same.
Yeah.
Girl, same.
I'm gonna clear that up. Love you, Michelle.
Then I say we go
Question:
ahead.
Are you guys able to do calls while I'm calling in, or no?
Yeah, we could.
If they existed, but Google took them away.
You guys seem like you're ready. Let's call it.
All right. Well, thank you, Phil, very much for coming on and talking about SimAnt for me, filling in for me. I appreciate it. Filling in for me
Hey.
with your semantics.
Oh my gosh.
Joke basket is full.
It's full. It's full. I'm going to bed.
You are encumbered.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on not SoundCloud, Spotify, not Stitcher, YouTube, all over the goddamn place. Just put in TADPOG. Next week, Pizza Tower. Pizza Tower.
Pizza Tower.
Yeah, Pizza Tower. It's Pizza Tower.
Fun to say. Sim Pizza Tower.
Sim Pizza Tower.
Pizza Sim Tower?
SimAnt on Pizza Tower. There's all sorts of shit going on, but let's cut to the chase. Got that most important aspect, Patreon.
What's Patreon?
I don't know. You tell me.
Let me look it up.
Piss Tasters is what it is.
Oh, patreon.com/tadpog or pisstasters.com.
Taste the piss.
If you have
Taste the
class.
piss. Do you want to give us money?
Yes.
Phil, do you want to give us money?
Yes, more
Okay.
than anything.
Because you can do that
God, I peed myself a little bit.
at patreon.com/tadpog or pisstasters.com.
Taste the piss.
I was trying to keep it together. Hoping you do it and you did it and then I fucked it up.
I'm sorry.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault.
I'll stop being funny. I'm sorry.
No. Don't start being. Stop.
Don't start. You
Don't
had it right
stop.
the first time.
Don't. Never stop. Never stopping. All right. Our executive producers are the fine folks that donate $20 or more per month just because they want to. And I'm going to read the list of those names right now. Starting with Usurper Grimm, Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Joseph Phillips, Gamebug Prime, Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Louisville Court. What the fuck are you laughing at?
Funny that Phil said more than anything. I got the fucking giggles now. If you reading the list, I feel like I'm like not supposed to laugh, and that makes it funnier. And it's like just ruminating in my head. That was like the best possible. That was like the best possible delivery. So I'm over here, like, I'm trying not to even look at you because that makes it funnier. Because I'm like, fuck, it's funny that I'm not looking at Ian right now because
It was like you're off in my peripheral vision. Like fucking your literal glasses are off. And I'm like, what the fuck?
oh fuck. Okay.
Louisville correspondent, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Doll. Congratulations on your marriage. Your ridiculously long title, and sorry about all the pussy that we said in this episode.
I like how you said that too.
Pinball, Airplane, Archmage, Chris Edler. We're sorry you couldn't be on this episode. Platinum member, Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope, File, how? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name.
Never heard of him.
Whatever. Nate from Utah, first time. Drake Smith, Joey Webster, Dig Dougie, Derek Pope, Sandwich, Cody Phillips. Thank you all very much. Phil, thank you very much for the money. It's very nice.
You are welcome.
And always, as always, thanks to Dane.
Thank you for a decade of entertainment.
If you want to call it that.
A decade of podcasting.
Yeah, there we go. You're very kind, Phil.
Dane puts
And a
our,
decade of friendship.
There we go. Yes.
Yes. Dane.
Keep giving us money.
I'm not saying it again. I'm not saying it again.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
You fuckers. Dane, you know what you do.
Thanks, Dane. Taste the piss.
Do you want to talk to us on Discord? Where you can do that bit.ly/tadpog Discord. We love hanging out in there. We have all
Yes.
kinds of good information being exchanged in there. We hang out. We have fun. We make jokes. We act like dummies. And we love it. So come on out there and hang out with us. It's free. Spread the word. Let people know about the show, because that may inspire them to give us money. That's really the only reason we want more people to listen to the show. No, I'm teasing, but not really. And I think that's it. That's all I got.
That was pretty good.
was great.
Our theme song is Moves. Look at that track from the shorts at tadpog.com. Phil, how do you want to close this out?
I think we need to close this out as David Attenborough.
Okay.
Okay. So until next time.
That's what he does, right?
Yes.
Capricorn.
Tropical.
He is the main lead developer of Pizza Tower.
David Attenborough.
Oh! That's good.
Thanks again, Phil.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude, it was fun recording with you.
He's the best.
Taste the piss. Man, you fucking got me so fucking bad with that that delivery more than anything.
More than anything.
I mean, that just like fucking ate me up, and I was trying to keep it in, and that just made it so much worse.
Okay. I let it roll that time just in case anything came up good. So we're ready. We're rolling.
All right, let's do the game talk.
Let's.
Or you guys will do the game talk.
Is Phil here?
Oh yeah, Phil.
There's our stinger.
One.
That was good. That was really good.